Welcome to LabRatScientific.com. In today's episode, I want to talk a little bit about what LabRat Scientific is all about. Now, this video and other videos I have on YouTube are just one element of the STEM education materials I plan to provide on LabRatScientific.com. Now, I was a NASA engineer for 35 years, but now I'm retired. I spent the last 16 years of my career heading up the NASA Sounding Rockets program. And during that time, I had a passion for STEM education. As a matter of fact, early in my career, I started a hands-on science museum for kids, and I ran that for 10 years. Throughout my career, I developed all sorts of STEM education projects and programs for NASA. Now what I want to do is pass on my passion for science and my knowledge and experience to help excite the next generation of scientists and engineers. While at NASA, I developed and executed numerous STEM education programs. These included a student flight program that allowed high school students and university students to fly experiments on sounding rockets. I also worked with high school students to develop experiments that flew in a space shuttle. I developed several teacher education programs, including a week-long program on rocket physics. Now I've created LabRatScientific.com to serve as a grassroots STEM education resource for teachers. Now the elements of LabRatScientific.com include concept videos that can be used in the classroom, PowerPoint lecture materials, homework and quiz materials, and insights from a historical perspective and a technical perspective that can be helpful to students, as well as live WebEx Ask an Engineer sessions. Now, I suspect you'll have access to all kinds of wonderful equipment at your school, and if so, that's great. But I like taking a different approach to teaching. I like to use a hands-on, do-it-yourself approach, where I actually have to build my own equipment to be able to demonstrate the concepts I'm discussing. This is sort of like the early scientists had to do when they had to develop their own apparatus to help solve their scientific questions. Now, I also don't worry too much about precision. There'll be plenty of time for precision in college and the working world. I prefer to focus on the concepts and focus on the creative thinking needed to be able to solve the scientific questions. So, what's going to make LabRat Scientific unique? Well, first of all, I want to provide students with the insights and the information necessary to allow them to become technology developers rather than just be technology users. I also want to provide a holistic approach that connects various concepts together to see how the science flows. I also want to provide information that connects the theory to the real world so things mean more to the students. And finally, I want to provide that hands-on, do-it-yourself approach to show students you can build your own equipment so they can go off and do cool things down the road. Now, as part of LabRat Scientific, I'm going to hit on all sorts of topics, and that includes statics and dynamics, electronics, combustion and chemical reactions, flight, robotics, magnetism, waves, rocketry and spaceflight, engineering concepts, mathematical concepts, and even some computer programming. So I have a lot on tap. Now, students can benefit directly from LabRat Scientific. They can gain valuable insights on STEM education concepts. They can use this as a resource for science fair project ideas. They can also get do-it-yourself hints on how to build their own lab equipment so they can set up their own labs at home. Now, I plan to have LabRat Scientific online by August 2018. But in the meantime, keep your eye on YouTube for future LabRat Scientific videos. Well, that's it for now. I'll see you next time.